All right, guys, we are here today. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. What's up, Lewis, Martin, Ray, MB, Guy, Yair, Coffee, Lewis, Vassal, Faye, S'more, Blaze, Pawn, JP, T, Game. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. Let me get some music playing. Hold on one second. Let me. Okay, so we should be good here. Let me. Let me get some music going. All right, let me know if you can hear the music. You should be good. Yeah, I'm looking at NVIDIA up, Google up, Apple up, Bitcoin down a little bit, but not down that much. The SPY itself up big this morning. It's Friday the 13th today. Yeah, we got NVIDIA, the SPY, the NASDAQ here. We can take a look at gold. NASDAQ's pumping all-time highs again. Yeah, so far the market's not boring, honestly. So far the market's up huge, so I'm going to mute the music for a second, just a second. All right, so I'm out here. Here, I'll unmute it for a second. Where can I save? Okay. All right, so you guys can hear the music. SPY up big. The stream seems to be doing pretty good. Oh, export. There it is. I just want to save this thing to my computer. Alright. Did it work? Media player. Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. Because I got this roll on tape. It was fun. It was a roll with a blue belt. If y'all want to see it, I'll show it to y'all. But I got this roll. It was with the blue belt at my gym. It was a fun roll. But yeah, so you can hear the music. All right, cool. Yeah, market's up big, to be honest. Let's take a look at gold. There's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's breaking all-time highs today. So all-time highs are now 827.50. 827.50. So all-time highs today. It's a long video. It's not super long. But if y'all want to see it, I'll show you. Want to see it, I'll show you. Good sell-off. Hey, what's up, Beach? Why did Adobe drop yesterday? Let's take a look. So NVIDIA almost back up to 140s. Well, it's long. It's not super long, right? Like it's 2 minutes long, and I had to like clip out some of the stuff because it's just too long. Like, if you want to see it, I'm just a white belt. I'm not even claiming to be good, but. And I've been drilling arm bars, so you see I immediately.
You got it on video?
Oh, definitely. 4K.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pressure. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not gonna stop this rule. This is you get a highlight reel. Whoever can get the highlight reel right here.
Bitcoin building. Yeah, Bitcoin over 100K, honestly, which is good. Bitcoin over 100K, which is good. Yeah, he tries to pick me up and like slam me, but I end up off balancing him.
Oh, nice reversal.
Taking him down instead. And I end up like taking his back and bow and arrow choking him. Ooh, he's probably a solid like 100 pounds more than me. You know, give or take. But yeah, what ends up happening is like, I'll narrate it real quick. Like, what ends up happening is he spins, I end up taking his back. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Yeah, I end up taking his back, grabbing his collar. Like, I really like bow and arrow chokes.
Oh, there you go. Nice, nice, nice.
And spin around, taking his back that way.
Nice, you got it. Got to turn. Get the pant, get the left hand. Left pant leg if you can.
And then I like the bow and arrow choke.
There it is, there it is, there it is.
That's like my favorite.
Throw your right leg over, John. The left leg, you're nice.
And it taps.
Oh, you got 2 minutes, John. The weight is more back. I felt the weight.
And I gotta pull guard against him because I don't feel like getting slammed.
Yeah. So you've been throwing on those before. It's like throw your leg and then you come like this.
And then that's all we got. And then I tried to armbar him for a minute, but I just wasn't able to get the armbar. NASDAQ just broke highs again. Look, new lifetime high on the NASDAQ is 830s. 830s. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Rolling with big guys is tough. He's good too. He's at my gym. He's good too. You know, him and I go back and forth a lot. I'm almost blue belt, right? So like I'm very close to like we're yeah, he's good. Yeah, for sure. AVGO Broadcom up big though, guys. Broadcom up huge this morning. Look at Broadcom today. This is part of the reason the NASDAQ's pumping up too. At NASDAQ just broke lifetime highs again. We're at 833s now. 833s. So yeah, bow and arrow is my favorite choke, right? But it's almost a scary choke because, again, like there's been a couple people that went to sleep when I did it to them, you know, and I've also gone out once to it as well. I didn't go out during a roll. I was my instructor's like helper, and he was showing the class the bow and arrow choke, and I didn't tap in time. Woke up snoring. And so it's just a super dangerous choke. But in that regard, it's like one of the best for self-defense because you can do it like anywhere. You don't need a gi to do it. You can do it with a shirt, right? If you just grab this part and you pull, you know, that's all it is. It's super tight. It gets tight really, really quick. And then when you get your legs in there, it's just hard to stop. Hey, what's up, DGM? With Volkanovski? Yeah, man. Volkanovski's one of the greats, for sure. I'm a big MMA fighting fan, so, like, I love MMA, martial arts, jiu-jitsu, judo, all that stuff. I've been training for a few years, but it's fun. It's just really fun. It's like chess, is what it is. Alright, guys. What's up, trading? Yeah, look at AVGO, guys. 212s this morning. They had to split recently, didn't they? Yeah, they had to split recently, didn't they? Maybe not. Maybe they're just up huge. I'm trying to think of 212s, man. Again, SPY lifetime highs are currently at 609, so we still got a little ways before we hit lifetime highs on the SPY. NASDAQ up to 832s, 832s. How would you call that leg lock? Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of Supermicro Semiconductors. Where is that, by the way? QQQ lifetime highs already. Yeah, so the Nasdaq's at lifetime highs, 832, and that's basically what the Q tracks. So the QQQ tracks the Nasdaq 100, and if you zoom in here, you'll see like you can day trade this right side in futures, but it's the same thing as the QQQ. It's the same. It's literally the same price action. If I extend this and square it up, right? Like you can kind of see red, dip, bounce, red, big bounce, red, bounce, or here it is, red, bounce, red, big bounce, same price action here. Just broke lifetime highs, just broke lifetime highs. Slight differences, very slight, but nothing super major here, I would say, you know. Wasn't the reconstitution of the Nasdaq 100 supposed to go through yesterday? Yeah, it's supposed to be taken into effect today, but yeah. So yeah, a bunch of companies that may be removed from the Nasdaq as part of its reconstitution. Let's see if we have any updates on that. It's supposed to okay, so it's not supposed to take effect. Okay, so I'm reading this. Nasdaq is expected to announce changes to the Nasdaq 100 on Friday, which could be about more than just prestige for the companies. And so we'll see if they follow through with it today. I would just wait for that announcement, especially with it breaking lifetime highs today. Yo, any news today? Yeah, there's some news. I mean, we have import-export prices, I forgot, today. So we do have import-export prices. Alright, so yeah, we have import-export trade balance data. I believe it's today. Let me see. So, yeah, import-exports prices. Not the big thing that you want, but it's something. Yeah, so I'm talking to Pawn. I'm having a good talk about penny stocks. And again, let me know what you guys think. You know, would you guys like me to cover some penny stock stuff? I don't invest in them. I could look at key levels, and I think that's a good idea too. But I'm just not a big believer in penny stocks. The issue I have with it, and I think what a lot of people realize about it, is that there's so much manipulation that's going on in penny stock, like low float manipulatable penny stocks. There's so much manipulation from the gurus selling courses and using their sway to like pump up stocks, to like CEOs understanding that their company's gonna fail and then pumping and dumping their stock. And that doesn't mean there's not opportunity there. But what it is like, can you really trust some of those moves? Because you don't know if it's a manipulation tactic, right? Like, you don't know if you're going to go heavy into one thing and then it's just going to crash on you because a CEO decided to dump and rug pull its shares. So I would love to, get y'all's opinion on that. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's kind of my take on it, Keegan. Like, I'm not really going to cover it unless it's some type of like crazy, like game-changing move that we haven't seen very much. Yeah, 100% Blaze, I agree. I just don't want people to get talked into buy up some of this crap, you know. I'd prefer not. I'm here because I got wrecked in penny stocks. Yeah, I tend to agree, but it's not like, maybe I think we'll cover it if it has some big stuff going on. All right, so we had PPI inflation data come out. Yeah, and I just feel like a lot of the people, like a lot of the YouTubers that did cover them, started to realize that like they're kind of just sketchy, you know. Oh man, I'm bumping. All right, guys. Shorting some penny stocks could be entertaining. Yeah, maybe. Shorting is not a bad idea. I think if there is a thing to attack, it's shorting. Yeah. Crypto's interesting too, for sure. Alright, what's up, David? Shorting penny stocks is the dumbest thing you can do. Low flow can squeeze 100% a day. Yeah, but you gotta look at it from the odds, right? So like an example of it is like this. Okay, like let's get my little trusty drawing tool out here. Do you think buying and holding space? No, I don't like space at all. Space is the space sector is an incredibly expensive sector with bad margins and incredible amounts of risk. I just don't think buying up SPCE is ever a good idea. And I was one of the big critical people of SPCE. Like, I saw SPCE trap a bunch of traders, and I could never like, listen, guys, like, listen, just think about it objectively. All right, when you invest in sectors and companies, you want to invest in high percentage odds. Like, that is the #1 goal of investing, is to invest in, nothing's a sure thing, but a lot of things are pretty close to that. The space industry, think about how risky, expensive, low margin the space industry is. Like, I could never imagine putting so much money in that, just because it's, and I was, to be honest, I've been saying this for years. Space, terrible company, incredibly risky. The space industry, super expensive and super bad margins. The likelihood that they're going to succeed and make money, you got to think of the industry. Oh, like, this guy's got like spaceships that he's going to, like, it's just not something that I see as a high percentage play. And I think a lot of people get wrapped into it, and they're basically funding the risk, which is incredibly high in space. And I've been saying this for years, when space was at $30 a share or more. And with that said, space ended up correcting all the way back down to 6s now. And that's not a shock. That's not a surprise to me. I think people, when you invest in stocks like this, these mid-cap, like momentum plays, you might call them, you got to think about it long term here. And long term, the industry is just super risky. Like, you got to bet on more sure things than this. Like, if you got talked into investing in space, I don't know. I just don't think it's a smart play. I'm not a big arm wrestling guy. This channel was awesome without penny stocks. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so like shorting penny stocks, to go back to that comment here. You know, shorting penny stocks, like, okay, the way I have to look at it is like this. Most of them fail, right? And so if most of them fail, you got a pretty good odds of it, as long as when they don't fail, you don't get stubborn and hold on to it. You know, as long as you're willing to cut it. The real issue with shorting is not the odds of success. The real issue is locating shorts, because a lot of long-term investors don't invest in penny stocks because long-term they're crap. And so you don't have a lot of shorts available, even if there are opportunities to predict downward action in a lot of these plays. There's just not a lot of shorts available because, frankly, a lot of them, smart money doesn't buy them long-term and invest in penny stocks. That's something retail, rookie, new traders with small accounts do. Let me do a poll here. I'm realizing I didn't even do a poll yet. Do we close red or green today? Red, green. Vote on the poll. All right, guys. So we have so far on TopStep X. Let's take a look at that real quick. We've been doing incredibly well day trading. Although yesterday was a little bit risky, I can't even lie. Yesterday was a little risky. Yeah, so on one funded account, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days in a row. On the other funded account, we have had... We lost small yesterday, but we're doing okay. Will penny stocks make me mad? Stacks? No, they probably won't. Yeah, this week was tough. Yesterday was super tough, bro. At the opening bell yesterday, man, honestly, at the opening bell yesterday, I got beat up in day trading, and then I had to play catch up afterwards. I ended up coming all the way back, and I was down hundreds. So I ended up coming all the way back, but it was rough. But I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. The FOMC is next Wednesday. Troll donation. I'll take it. I'll take it. I appreciate the donation. Yesterday, we got hundreds of dollars in donations from, was his name Jeremy? I appreciated it, whoever you were. Thank you so much for the donations. Bitcoin over 100K now. Lost 2 XFAs yesterday. Damn, dude. Hey, y'all, what are the negatives for Tesla? Where's Tesla at right now? Broadcom up huge. Q's breaking lifetime highs, partly because of Broadcom. Tesla at 420 still. Over 420, holding that level. Yeah, market was tough yesterday. We had a pretty good trend after the opening. Crazy volatility. You know what really got me most of the morning was this right here, right? Like this, or no, it was this right here. This got me more than anything else. This chop right here caught me after the bell, and like we ended up doing okay, but just big swings up and down, not an easy, predictable move. I was definitely a little emotional yesterday. Yeah, pity stocks are not good. Most of them fail. Nvidia wants to go up. Yeah, Nvidia big. Not big, but like it's still under 140s. Drop, yeah. All right, chat. ADHD's bad. Do you also trade gold sometimes? Wait, what happened? Yeah, the choppy first hour is tough, dude. Oh yeah, dude, those crypto scams are getting super bad, bro. Like the way I see them is they'll pretend to be some big name. A lot of the time it's Elon, and they'll just pretend to be him. Like, and AI is getting so good, it's hard to like see it. Like it's hard to see it, you know. All right, guys, we got 14 minutes before import-export prices. I don't know if these are going to help or hurt the market. I'm going to put TopStep X up here, and we're going to get ready to day trade. We're going to take some size today for sure, right? We are going to take some size. Like, here's the NASDAQ's been breaking all-time highs this morning. Whoa. NASDAQ's been breaking all-time highs today. Look at this pump. Wow. We ended up losing a little bit yesterday on our main account. What was my biggest loss ever? I don't even remember, dude. I've had a lot of losses. Probably my first couple weeks trading, I lost like thousands of dollars. Very quickly. All right, so 66% of people think we're going to be green, 34% red. Jeffrey with another donation. Hey, thank you so much. He says, is it true that selling leaps options, this is a specific type of option that expire worthless for profit even after 365 are still treated as short-term capital gains? I have no idea. Ask your accountant, brother. I genuinely have no idea. I'm not really a big leap options guy either. I usually just buy shares or futures and day trading. And so in terms of options, no idea, brother. No idea. You know, so I saw this thing, right? And it says that the people who are more likely, there's a correlation between people who get absolutely obsessed with specific celebrities and low intelligence, right? So basically, like, if you get super hyper focused on a celebrity, you know, I'm not saying it's true. I don't know. I heard this. I also heard there's a correlation between having a big head, like an actual physically large head, and high intelligence. Coming from somebody that's got the biggest head of all time ever in the world, I can confirm that's true. Nvidia going up to 139.60s. The high of the day is 139.80s here. AVGO again pumping up big here. We do have some stuff coming out in 10 minutes. We got import-export price. It's not the biggest thing. We got Eli Lilly reporting some numbers. Eli Lilly with some news. All right, so the Bank of Japan reportedly weighs skipping a rate hike at the next policy meeting, according. So potentially less hawkish stance for the Japanese yen. And I think the market will like that. Hey, but no, I appreciate the donation, Jeffrey. I really do. I just don't know the answer to that one. Well, yeah, well, the scam comments, the WhatsApp spammers is what we call them, WhatsApp scammers. Basically, what they do is they pretend to be organic people, and they go to a stream or a video, and they comment, and they're like, hey, you know, Steve the investor helped me earn $7,326. And then another bot will comment afterwards and say, you know Steve too? He helped me earn $7,693. And then somebody else will be like, yo, Steve is the greatest. He helped me earn $10,000. Cough, cough, message Steve here. And then basically, if you do message those scammers, they'll basically try to talk you into sending them crypto, right? And if you're dumb enough to send these guys crypto, you will never, ever see it again. And they'll ride off into the sunset, successfully scamming you. Don't do it. Don't do it. If people are so smart, then why aren't they retired? I mean, it's kind of retired? I don't know, dude. I know my dad's a very smart guy, right? He doesn't retire because he likes to work. He's kind of a workaholic. Like, he's into it. He likes doing it. He doesn't have it much. I mean, you know, I kind of understand that. I feel like my life would be dull if I didn't have something that I was building or growing or working towards, you know. Right, for sure. Retirement's usually when people's health goes down. That's the only reason. Lots of $400 Tesla call, open interest across multiple expirations. Thoughts on reaction next week if we close in the money? Listen, Jeffrey, I'm going to preface this with listen, brother, I truly appreciate the donations. Thank you so much. That's awesome. You're the greatest. I appreciate it. Genuinely do. All right. With that said, out the way, I am not an options guy, brother. I am not the world's best options trader like I am in stocks. I have no freaking idea much about options, bro. Let me see. Your question is $400 Tesla call options. Oh, a $400 Tesla strike price call option. Call open interest. So explain to me what you mean by $400 Tesla call open interest. So if it's a call option, wouldn't that mean they want Tesla to go up? So $400 would be currently below what Tesla currently is. Or are you talking about selling options? Selling a call option would basically be betting that Tesla was going to go down. Again, I'm not an options guy. And thank you so much for the donations. Yeah, Broadcom up 15% or more for AVGO. Company reported better than expected Q4 EPS and raised its quarterly guidance. Or what raised its quarterly dividend. Deutsche raised its price target to 240 as well on AVGO Broadcom. Which you see at the top right here, it's currently at 211s. I'm talking about there are lots of contracts in the money for calls, which might mean lots of covering, I'm thinking. Okay, so basically if there are a lot of contracts in the money for calls, is your logic that people are going to start taking profit and that's going to drag the stock down? I mean, that makes sense, and I think Tesla's up a lot short term, and so generally speaking, gains move in waves where we go up big and then we pull back some and then we go back up big and then pull back some, at least in healthy symbols. So yeah, I mean, listen, lent away. You literally run a duct cleaning service, which a lot of people would argue is kind of scammy. Cheers to you. But good day to you, sir. Cry about it. You are now banned for life here on this channel. Again, guys, if y'all ever want to sell somebody a super sleazy course, lent away duct cleaning, that's the guy to sell it to, because he's sitting there watching those people who claim to be great at everything just getting sold on. Yeah, dude, I'd rather be real. I'm not claiming to be an options guy. Listen, because I run a YouTube channel about trading does not mean I have to know every facet of trading. That's a ridiculous expectation. Wouldn't you rather watch somebody that's real about it instead of trying to act like I'm an options expert? Listen, I could have typed that into AI and spit you out some generic response that sounded smart if I really wanted to be that. But I don't know options. I mean, I know options kind of. I've traded options. I like options sometimes, depending on what it is. I'm certainly not an expert. And when you go into the deep nuances of options, I have no freaking idea, So, yeah. He's the guy who installs a camera in your duct? Maybe, yeah. Can I bring up a meme coin without getting banned? It depends on what it is. I mean, you can bring it up. I might crap on it, but you can bring it up. Yeah, I mean, if you have enough money, I would rather just buy shares personally because there's less restrictions on shares. I can hold as long as I want. I don't have to worry about time decay and I know. And again, I'm going to preface this with coming from somebody that doesn't know everything about options. I know I've bought options, say I got a $30 strike price, and then the stock I buy goes up to like 35, and I'm still down somehow on that trade. And so because of that, I would rather buy shares to where if I buy at under 30 and it goes to 35, I'm up, and I know I'm up. And that's what I like about shares. Hey, thank you, Brain. I appreciate it, brother. Thanks so much. Yeah, $400 seems to be a big level. Few YouTubers are here just to be here. Most want to sell a program, course, or altcoin. You are here just to do your thing and doing promos. Yeah, I mean, I only have one sponsor, and I always tell people I'm biased because I am. Like, you know I could probably make more money selling some sleazy course acting like the greatest trader of all time, even though I'm definitely top 3 still. But I choose not to because I'd rather sleep good at night, As well as, like, I got people I know that watch my stream. I don't want them tuning into my stream and being like, hey, John's a scumbag, I would rather than be like, hey, John's being honest with people, which I am. Now you got some people that are just not going to like it regardless. I know some people I grew up with that always talked a big game about how great they were going to be. And now they basically are just doing nothing, sitting around, no career prospects, like no kids, no family. Like, and I'm not judging you if you don't have kids or a family, but some of them just aren't doing anything. And I know some of those guys are the most critical on me, and you can tell it just kind of hurts. It hurts for them to, like, thus is life. Sometimes the coolest people when you're young are the least successful people as you get older, right? And that's something you realize. Like, that's a very cliche, stereotypical thing in movies, but it's absolutely true, right? Sometimes the coolest kids in high school are the coolest kids when you're young. The coolest people, that did the best, they peaked, are now like the least successful, most struggling. And they're also some of the people that are in the most denial about things. So, cheers to them, I guess. They're just going to have to keep watching me grow. And it's going to burn. Johnny Lawrence, the GOAT. No, we just watched How I Met Your Mother, and he's in there. Good show. Honestly, Nvidia just broke highs of the day, almost up to 140, and I would watch the 140 level as well. I think we got to watch AVGO. Nasdaq's been breaking highs all morning as well. We can take a look at gold. They're at 2680s. Yeah, so we had import-export data. It's not really moving the market. You can look at the NASDAQ here. It's basically completely flat. Import-export data came in at 0% for export price index versus negative 0.2% expected. So a little bit more positive than expected. We're exporting a little bit more than expected here, which is good. Yeah. A little bit more positive for import-export prices. We're basically exporting a little bit more than expected. Hey, dude. How you doing, bro? Okay, bye-bye, buddy. I love you, man. Have a good day at school, dude. All right, hey, Jack. Yeah, I love you. Have a good day. Hey, Jack. Hey, finish the week out strong, brother. Buddy, you got this, dude. All right, love y'all. Thanks, man. New subscriber and join your channel. Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Haterade equals fuel. It really does, honestly. I don't want to talk about haters too much. Some people are like, oh, bro, you talk about haters too much. I'm just kind of talking with you guys. But people that are critical motivate the crap out of you, And I think that's what they don't realize. And that's why, like, if I don't like somebody, I just don't say anything to them. I don't harass them. I don't create fake accounts to try to troll them. I don't, like, try to dog them publicly. I just don't say anything to them because I know if I do turn around and do the opposite thing, what's that going to do? That might motivate them to actually do well. And it's not that I don't want them to do well, but I just don't have the time for that, Definitely top 3 hater trader in the world right now. Hey, John, when I get rich, I want to have a ton of kids. What's your thoughts for someone who has kids? And would you say that having your kids made you experience true love for your kids. Yes. I mean, of course, do I love my children? Yeah. I do, you know? I mean, basically, that was a really grand way of saying, do you love your kids? Of course I love my kids. Honestly, having children will get your mind right, too. I was a jerk before I had kids. I wasn't a jerk. I was just incredibly selfish, and I think that's kind of what it is. When you have kids, you care about something besides yourself, and I think that's important. You also care about future generations a little bit more, because your offspring are going to have to live in that, you know. So I think it does a lot for you. But I also understand some people are just not meant to have kids. They don't want to have kids, and I get it too. As long as they don't hate on the people with kids, it's all fine. Do you dislike your mother-in-law? My mother-in-law is the greatest mother-in-law of all time ever, you know. My kids go to school. Yeah, I heard about Rismus. I did see some of that. I watched this video by this other guy that was like critiquing meme stocks, and I heard about Rismus. Nvidia breaking highs of the day again at 139.90s here. Nasdaq's pushing up here. The lifetime highs of the Nasdaq are 844s. 844s. Nvidia's up there though. It's moving. Yeah, I mean that's. I try to avoid Peter generalized statements, but I think having kids. I think some people are good people without kids, right? So I don't think we could broad brush it. But I know a lot of people aren't, and I think having kids can build more empathy towards you. Like it can build a more balanced person in terms of like empathy, you know. But anyways, but again, some people are good people without kids. It doesn't matter, you know. Just depends on the person. Anyways, AVGO up big after good Q3 results. They also raised their divvy, and so people are really pumped up about about this. Again, import-export prices came out. Yeah, there's a very famous quote in it, and it's called "Necessity is the mother of invention," is what the quote is. And to relate it to what we're currently saying, if you need to make money, you will, you know. If you don't need to make money, you won't a lot of the time. And so necessity is the mother of invention. And so in that regard, having kids can make you more successful because you have something you need to work for or towards. Gold taking a beating. Yeah, well, gold's probably dropping because of strength in the Nasdaq, Nvidia, microchips business in general today. Bitcoin currently, if we take a look at it, Bitcoin over 100K. It's at, or no, Bitcoin actually isn't over 100K right now. It's just under it, right? Bitcoin futures. Okay, Bitcoin's slightly over 100K. We can look at Bitcoin futures here and see like Bitcoin futures are over 100K. Regular Bitcoin's just underneath it. And again, Nvidia is about to break 140, which I think is really good for markets. Really good for markets. Nvidia could swing to the all-time highs today. I don't know. Where's all-time highs on Nvidia? 150s? I mean, it could. It's got a long way. That's a long way up. Like, if you look at Nvidia here, like, that's the lifetime high. That's where Nvidia currently is. It's got a ways. It's got a ways. I'm not saying it's not going to hit all-time highs today. But, you know, it's I don't think it's super, like, I don't think it's a high percentage that we do. I mean, anything's possible, though. You know, it really is. Like, anything could freaking happen. So. Also, we're going to be on TopStep TV later this morning. So we are going to be on TopStep TV, or later this afternoon. If your kids wanted to be a day trader, would you let them? Honestly, it depends on how old they were and how much money they had. But I would, yeah, it depends on how old they were. Not when they're young. I think if something happens. When I was young, I had terrible discipline and you know, willpower. And so, you know, I think something happens as you get older, as you develop better discipline. And so I don't think young people should really day trade. At the same time, though, there's probably some pros of day trading when you're like early 20s, is because I think your risk tolerance is a little bit higher. So if you are going to like make some big swings and rake in some money, you know, you have a little bit more of an appetite for risk when you're younger. And so it depends. I'm going to be on at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Yeah, I told him to trade a demo account for sure. I'm really going to teach my kids how to play poker, is what I'm going to do once they get older. That's what I want to teach them. Yeah. All right, guys. So look at that finance news. Again, I'm starting to think, guys, that I am personally starting to think that we might correct next year. More and more, I'm starting to think we might correct next year. And you guys know me. A lot of people call me a perma bull. A lot of people call me, you know, overly bullish. But I do kind of think we might correct at least a little bit next year. I'm not saying we have some brutal crash, but I do think we need to come back down to earth a little bit in terms of equities mostly. I think equities need to come back to earth a little bit. I think we're up way too much. And yeah, I'm starting to think that it's time for us to correct here. Now, with that said, do not copy me. I'm not an investment professional. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. You know, understand all that stuff. CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. Not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see on my trades. I don't even claim to be a good trader. With that said and out the way, I do think we might correct next year. I just think we're starting to get a little bit too high up. A little bit too high up. All right, so T-Mobile announced a $14 billion share buyback program. Stock split. Yeah, I think Netflix needs to split. 100%. I think Netflix is going to split soon. It's almost up to $1,000 a share. That's usually the level at which stocks start to consider splits. 1,000, you know. Well, I mean, yeah, but you got to think about it in multiple different contexts, Jeff. So Jeff says, if you were a perma bull, you would not be scalper. Yeah, I trade a lot of different ways, and I invest, and and so it's not just, yeah, I trade a lot of different ways, brother, a lot of different ways. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that next year, I think the equities market might correct a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be a big correction, but we're up like almost 60% in 2 years. That's a huge gain. And so I do think it might be time to pull back some. Now, I don't know how much it's going to be. Overly bullish, but market is bullish. Yeah, I mean, and And with that said, though, guys, even though I think we could correct some next year, I personally think we could have a Santa rally this year, but maybe I'm wrong. This is not a super high degree of confidence in this. I think we could watch for it next week, week after. And regardless of whether I think we're going to correct some next year, long term, the market should still be incredibly profitable on the upside. You know, one thing that people don't understand, and it's easy when you pull it up like this, right? Like if I pull up a long-term S&P 500 graph here. So here's the S&P 500. If I put up a max chart, this is at 1933. It was at 440 a share. 440 a share. And like, you know, so imagine what everybody's saying, that we're so extended on the upside. And part of me agrees, like we're a little extended on the upside. I don't think we're extended to where we have to crash necessarily, but yeah. You know, think about what everybody's saying. Oh, we're too high, guys. Oh, we're too high, guys. Oh, we're too high, guys. Like eventually we're going to get little moves like this, which is the little corrections I'm talking about. But that doesn't take away the long-term trend. It just doesn't. And this is where a lot of bearish traders just get it wildly wrong. Guys, like look at the angle here. This is the S&P 500 long-term. This is where a lot of traders just get it wildly wrong. You know, they end up, because here's the thing, right? Like here's an example. They predict a crash here, and then they predict a crash here, and then they predict a crash here, and then they predict a crash here. And then when we finally crash, they're like, see, I told you, you know, we crashed, right? But the low of that crash is still higher than when they started calling for the crash. And so who's really right in that scenario? Not them. Not the people that have been calling a crash every freaking year. And so I think people just have to understand. The easiest, like like I think what it really is I think people, I think it's kind of like preppers, right? You know, like preppers, they have a little bit of confirmation bias in crashes, right? They want to, like they've prepped, you know, so it's not that they, I guess, so preppers almost want bad stuff to happen so they can justify prepping. That's kind of like a similar analogy to like a lot of these people that predict market crashes. Like they've prepared for market crashes. They've missed out on the big runs. They haven't bought stocks when they should have. They sold way too early and missed out on the biggest gains in the decade. And so because they took all that preparation, they almost want the market to crash to justify doing all that stuff, right? And that's why you get so many people predicting market crashes, I think, as well. You know, but again, I don't know if we're necessarily going to crash next year. I just think we might correct a little bit. I think correction is healthy. I think we need to pull back some because I think we're just up a lot, and I'm usually okay with buying stuff up, regardless. But I'm getting a little antsy about buying stuff up right now. This is by far your best rant, definitely top 3. Yeah, no, 100%. It's important for people to just understand. Like, people have this misconception that what goes up has to come down in finance. And that's absolutely not true if we're talking about indices, if we're talking about the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the stock market, blue chips in general. A lot of the time, they have this weird misconception that, like, if Apple pushes up big, it has to come back down. If Amazon pushes up big, it has to come back down. If the S&P pushes up big, it has to come back down. No, it doesn't, you know. It's actually the opposite. If something moves down really big, I mean, it doesn't have to go back up, but it's super, super, super high percentage that it goes back up if we're talking about legacy blue chip companies like mega cap stocks like Apple, Amazon, Walmart, whatever. It's so much more probable if they go down that they're going to come back up versus if they go up, they have to come back down. And it's one of the reasons, like, the longer you hold a legacy mega cap stock, the more likely you are to make money, not the less. Let's take a look at Tesla here. Bitcoin still over 100K. Tesla at 422s. I think 420 is a big psychological level here. All right, so there's 420 on the chart. How do you lock yourself out of TopStep? So you go to the settings button here, and you just go to lockout, and you set custom lockout, and you specify it for whatever it needs to be. How's your jiu-jitsu going? It's going good. It's going good. We posted a clip of me rolling. If y'all want to see it again, I can show you. I've been getting really good at arm bars, right? So yeah. Like, I've been getting really good at arm bars. I was rolling with this blue belt at my gym, Alton. He's pretty good. But I've been getting good at arm bars. So I have to kind of pull guard on him so I don't get just thrown around. And then you can see I pivot, catch the arm right here. You can kind of see I immediately grab his arm and start arm barring him. And he taps, you know. He's good though. He tries to like slam me here. I'm really scrambly, so like I can scram really well and land on my feet.
I'm not gonna stop this rule. This is you get a highlight reel. Whoever can get the highlight reel right here.
And he tries to pick me up, but I had like my legs bent, so it's gonna be really hard to get me off the ground. Tries to judo throw me, but I turn it. And then we got a couple. I end up bow and arrow choking him, but if a company has a massive recall on something they make, will the stock drop some? If Jerome Powell steps outside next Wednesday and stumps his pinky toe on his left foot at 6:33 in the morning Central Time, will the S&P drop 5 points? I have no freaking idea, bro. Most of the time, yes. I'm just messing with you, that guy. Most of the time, yes. If a big public company has a big recall, that most of the time, yes. But it's never 100%. It's generalized. But most of the time, yes. In general, yes. Dude has 100 pounds on you? Yeah, he really does, you know. We're past 420. Yeah, I like Muay Thai as well. Favorite submission, bow and arrow choke probably right now, or arm bar or bow and arrow choke is my two, like the ones I have the highest percentage. No, I have a long-term account as well as like I day trade too. Alright guys, so yeah, we're hanging out here. We still got a couple minutes until the market opens. We're pulling back on the NASDAQ to the 200 exponential, which is like a favorite level of mine. I still don't like it enough to actually take some trades based off of it, but it is a favorite level of mine. Yeah, it depends. Like, jiu-jitsu is good for... It just depends. If it's one-on-one, jiu-jitsu is probably the king of wrestling, or jiu-jitsu is probably the best. If you're in a crowded place, it's different. Striking is probably better, but it just depends. AVGO saved my whole semi. I had 2 Bitcoin, got screwed by Voyager. Yeah. Gold falling. Yeah, gold's down just because markets are up. AVGO's leading the way today, helping the market out a lot too. Well, yeah, I mean, it depends. There's self-defense jiu-jitsu as well. Like, there's some moves in it. Like, I'm a big believer in the front headlock position. As long as you don't pull guard, it's a super powerful position, you know. And you can control somebody, drag them to the ground, you know, do all kind of stuff with it if you do it right. So it just depends. Yeah. 10th super on a live stream. What does that mean? It says, let's celebrate their 10th super on a live stream, but when I click it, it doesn't give me any options to celebrate it. Hey, thanks so much, though. I appreciate the donation. Yeah, you mean like collar ties, Peter? Stanley had a recall going on. I'm going full European equities this year. Entire European stock market is down massively. It's just hard to gauge. Look at the 200 exponential bounce here on the NASDAQ, though. So it's hard to gauge that. And again, if you haven't already, check out TopStep. We are going to be day trading live today like we always do. TopStep gives you a demo. Test your skill with a demo account first. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for it. In this case, the base one is $49. It's not the end of the world. If you pass it, you get a 50K funded account with a 90% split. And again, most day traders lose. And so I always tell people the same thing. Most day traders lose regardless of where you go, right? So if you deposit your own $5, $10, $30,000 yourself, you're probably going to lose a lot of that. It makes absolutely no sense to risk that much, especially in the beginning. TopStep, the futures market, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold. Patterns are super similar to blue chip stock patterns. Like if I put up NVIDIA here, you know, look how similar NVIDIA and the NASDAQ look. Very, very similar. But I can day trade this left side, no PDT roll. Look at that 200 exponential bounce here. And so you could day trade gold, you could day trade currencies in some ways on TopStep. No PDT restrictions. And so what they do is they test your skill with a demo account first, and it makes perfect sense because it limits your risk. The base one's $49. They give you a 50K demo. If you can make 3K in profit on that 50K demo without losing 2K first, a reasonable 2 to 3 ratio, following their rules, they fund you 50K, 90% split, and they've paid out millions of dollars, over 150 million since 2020. They fund thousands of traders. A great way to learn how to day trade as well, because it's like a middle ground. Most day traders lose. That's probably the same here. Most day traders lose regardless of where you go. It's a lot cheaper to lose here than it is to fund your own account. If you pass it, you're still keeping 90% split and your first 10K in profit. So it's similar to funding your own account, just noticeably less risk, and it just makes a lot more sense, right? But I'm biased because I get paid by them. So confirm all this with them. You know, not liable if you lose money, but it just makes sense to me, in my opinion, right? It just makes sense. It's a lot cheaper way of learning, and yeah, most day traders lose. If you want to check it out, here's the link. If you do sign up, TopStep X is the way, because TopStep X has 0 commission, right? So I can take these trades where I make, understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. Definitely top 3 worst trader ever. But no, you can see 74 cents in fees per trade and per contract. I mean, on TopStep X, 0 commission. So that's the big edge. If you sign up, TopStep X has 0 commission. That's probably what you want to do. But again, they're an affiliate of mine, so I'm biased. And TopStep is just a good way to learn. Like, I've been building this system, guys, where I have been trading very small, but building a system. And you can kind of see, like, here's one account where it's basically tiny gains over the last week, right? But I made a couple $100 here, but I'm just testing out a system. And so far, the system works pretty well here. Like, look. And I'm going to scale up size in this one. This is one of them. This isn't my main account, right? So this is small size, but no losing trades ever, or no losing days ever on this account. And we're just kind of slowly learning how to grow it. And so TopStep's really good because it gives you some pressure, but not the full extent of risking $5, $10, $30,000. You know, it's just much less risk, which is good. And so, yeah, we'll see if we can keep doing that. And we're going to slowly start increasing our size too, now that we have good confirmation in our system as well. So that's where we're at now for it. Yeah, I know I can set a trailing stop. I grew up Taekwondo, wrestled in high school, and Jiu-Jitsu after. 100%, yeah. Well, I like Judo and wrestling. And in Jiu-Jitsu, my skill set is, like, I'm hard to take down. And so, yeah, I like throwing people more than they can throw me. And the good thing about Jiu-Jitsu or Judo or wrestling is that you can basically hit people with the ground, and that's a wild discouragement. You know, you throw somebody on the ground, they're going to be a lot less likely to keep pushing. I also think Muay Thai is probably the best like martial art for discouraging your opponents. You know, you give somebody a really solid kick to the leg, they're gonna think twice about whether they want to continue that exchange. And so Muay Thai's up there, I think, too. But it's everybody's different, man. Everybody likes different things. It depends on what you're good at. One micro long. Yeah, I was thinking about buying that dip at the 200 exponential. I just waited. I don't know. I should have taken it, but I just didn't. It's all good. Karate can be good. It's just, you know, as long as it's not like Aikido is a waste of time. A lot of most Aikido is a waste of time. Shout out to Steven Seagal. Taekwondo can be good. It just, you got to be really good at it for it to be effective. And even still, there's some risks for it. Judo's great. Boxing up there is one of the greatest, of course. Muay Thai up there too. Jiu-jitsu's up there as well in terms of grappling. Yeah. All right. It will dump back down. 5-minute bearish pattern shorting now. Yeah, it depends. This is a bearish pattern right here, and there it goes. Again, I'm not trading in early pre-market. I just don't ever find good, good exchanges here in pre-market. It is at 9 a.m. So it is 9 a.m. We still got some time. We got 30 minutes until the opening bell here now. So we still got a little bit of time here, chat. All right, so we're going to be day trading live here, chat. We are going to be day trading live. We're going to be day trading live, New York Open. It is the, it is the Friday the 13th in the stock market. We'll see what that means. And we are going to take some size today, guys. So we've tested some stuff on that account. We've tested some stuff on that account, and now it's time to take some size. So stick around into the opening day, guys. It is Friday. I know I maybe shouldn't wait. I know I probably shouldn't wait too long. I maybe shouldn't take big risks today for Friday. It is Friday. The only thing I'm worried about is choppy on Friday, but we've been breaking lifetime highs, and so if there is a day, maybe today's the day. All right, there's a breakdown. Yeah, karate's good, Mama Pawn, but you just got to make sure you do the right one. And there's, in my opinion, there's more effective, like, striking martial arts. Like boxing is probably the king of striking, even without the leg kicks, because if you got a high-class boxer, it's going to be very difficult not only to hit them, but also to get away from their strikes. And that's where leg kicks. If you could be a really good boxer, but just also throw in leg kicks, is probably the best. But no, I appreciate the donation for that guy or whoever donated. Yeah, thanks so much. Shout out to that guy for the 10th donation today. Ask yourself if you hit the subscribe button, guys. Yeah, I think he's exaggerating, though, a little bit, Pawn. So, yeah, the 9-year-old kicked him. And I saw that.
Would you be up for?
But I also think he's exaggerating it slightly. Like, I think he's trying to make the kid feel good, right? So, I think, I'm sure it hurt him a little bit. But, like, let me look at this kick. Yeah, like the kid got a running start, so it was a strong kick. But I think Eddie's exaggerating that a little bit too. Like I touch spar with people all the time, like with adults, right? And you know, does it hurt? Sure. Does it hurt as much as he's saying? No. Especially not when somebody like that kicks you, you know. So I think he's exaggerating a little bit. But if somebody puts their power into a big leg kick, it definitely hurts. I like pickleball. I know everyone who shorted the market yesterday is mad. Are they mad? Dude, I went long and short and lost both ways. And so I don't know if I even liked the market yesterday. Market, I didn't like it, but... Yeah, I mean, NASDAQ broke. NASDAQ broke lifetime highs yesterday. So. Alright, guys. Pickleball looks fun. I haven't played it a lot. I played it once. You know, and it looks fun, but it's also kind of like, it's never going to be super big because I don't think it's fun to watch. You know? That's the issue with it. All right, so NASDAQ dumped underneath the 200 exponential here. We're going to get ready to start the day trade. I'm still going to wait about another 10 minutes or so left. Baseball, I don't know. Baseball can be fun. Baseball is fun to watch. But you got to understand it. Like, you got to understand baseball to enjoy watching it. And it's also a little long. And so you can watch baseball while you're doing something else is the best way to do it. Like baseball, I always call it kind of like the dopamine detox of sports, where you can watch baseball for a few hours. You know, it's really boring most of the time, but every now and then like a super exciting 10-minute period happens where it's tense, it's stressful. Like baseball can be fun. It just, you got to know it, and you're also not going to be able to focus on it for hours unless you're just really, really into it. Not many people are day traders. They just watch you because they love your work. Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Let me see. I think we got some day traders here. Do you day trade regularly? Do you day trade more than 2 days a week? Vote on that poll. Do you day trade more than 2 days a week? I think you one set. Imagine watching John and not generating shekels. Tesla at 421s. That 420 level is big for Tesla. All right, so out of 50 votes in about 10 seconds, 70% say they do day trade more than 2 times per week. Now, I cover a lot of economic stuff too, so I think we got a good mix of like economic people as well as like day traders, right? Like because I do a little bit of both. Like I invest, I swing trade, I day trade. We cover economics. Yeah, crypto counts. So we got some day traders here. I just like the people, news, and music. Yeah, we got a good community here. It's fun, man. A few days a month, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, Cal. I get it, bro. There was a period of time where I completely stopped day trading. But honestly, again, I can kind of show you, like, there are some, like, you can build good skill with it. You just have to be super disciplined, and you have to have a good system. Yeah. And just to put it into perspective, it's really easy to make money right now investing. It has been. Super easy to make money investing. So it's one of those things where, you know. All right, guys, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. All right, so NASDAQ's still falling down. We're at 790s, just under $800. So we'll see if it holds. Let's watch Broadcom and some other stuff too. It's about that time I got to start sending out 1099s too. Puts at the open. Hypothetically, what's looking like a winner today? I think it's too hard to tell right now. I think ABGO just broke highs again. Just got up to 216. So ABGO is up a lot. That's something that you might want to watch today, and that'll probably drag the rest of tech up with it. But I also think like it's up a lot, you know, and so it could get some momentum at the open. It also could correct. Sometimes at the opening bell we get profit taking from stuff like this that's up big short term, and so I would just be careful. Trading's not my full-time income source yet. I have a quota of $400 win per $150 loss per week. If I lost $150 by Wednesday, I stop and rest till next Monday. I think that's a pretty good, you know, system. Yeah, so 77% say yes. They do day trade more than twice a week. May I ask, do you pay your electricity bill? No, I'm not. I mean, do you need my social security number as well? You know, you need my taxes from last year. What do you need, bro? Just let me know, you know. $200 in 2 days. I went from 400 to 600. My goal is to get a small account over 2K so I can start shorting stocks. Yeah, margin counts are fun. MU? I haven't heard about MU in a minute, man. What's MU doing? I know it's a microchip stock. It's up a little bit today. I'm in AMG, I think, too. Or AMD. AMD went up big, and then it kind of had a big pullback. We're still green on the day, though, so. What percentage on average will you let a trade drop before saying, okay, I'm out? Well, it's not really percentage based. It's more of a risk reward calculation, as well as like I also use support and resistance areas around me. So it's level based, not really percentage. John, your thoughts on this strat? So you have 100K, instead of buying 100K SPY Q, buy 34 of Up Pro and TQ, rebalance it monthly, and use the rest of the cash for T-bill or Robinhood 4.25 cash sweeps. You'd have to explain to me what UPRO and TQQQ do. I'm assuming TQQ is some type of variation of the NASDAQ ETF, QQQ. Let me see. So apparently there's 4.0 and then there's 0.1. See, this is where AI can really come in handy. Instead of investing the full 100K directly into the SPY and Q, allocate 34,000 to their leverage counterparts, 3 times leverage S&P to TQQ. This gives exposure equivalent to approximately 102,000 worth of the underlying indices. Due to leverage, the remaining 66 is kept in low-risk investments for stability and liquidity, such as treasury bills. Yeah, T-bill. I like T-bill. I think it makes sense. Reallocate the portfolio monthly to maintain the desired proportions. So leveraged ETFs are subject to volatility decay due to rebalancing, making them less effective. Monthly rebalancing incurs transaction fees and tax implications, though they might be minimal. Performance drag, so leverage ETFs may underperform underlying index over time if the market has big volatility without trends and lower total return in strong bull markets. But it's more balanced. I think that makes sense. All right, chat. 12 minutes left. 12 minutes left. I don't know what we're going to do here. We've broken under the 200 exponential. While doing this gives you massive buying power to buy a crash, and the most you would lose in a crash would be like 20%. Yeah, I mean, I get it. All right. Super micro NASDAQ removal. I don't know. I don't know if they're actually going to do it. Are they doing it for super micro? Like, are they removing it from the NASDAQ? I think it's really bad if they do. The likelihood that the company will be knocked out of the NASDAQ after the market closes Friday. Yeah, so I think it's bad. I think it's scaring people. But I also think that if it doesn't happen, it'll probably like pump from it. So, you know, yeah. He said, I'm wondering how would being 3x long during a crash protect you. I'm assuming he's meaning because you've got less cash in it overall, if that makes sense. But when are y'all futures traders rolling over to H5? When is the rollover date? It's already rolled, and the good thing about TopStep is that I can usually already roll it out. Let me see. TopStep will already roll over for you usually. 2024 is going to be on the 20th. You roll over on the 16th, so we still got next week. Next Monday is when the rollover happens for a lot of people, or sometime next week the rollover is going to happen is what it is. Yes, we do have triple or quad witching tomorrow, next week on Friday. And again, we're going to be trading large today. I mean, you could outperform it, but it's less likely. I mean, it just depends. All right, guys, we're going to be waiting to day trade the opening bell today. Again, we're going to be trading large today, guys. We'll see how it goes. Next Friday's triple witching day. It's on the 20th? Yeah, on the 20th. So triple witching day is on the 20th of December. Supermicro's not getting removed from the NASDAQ. They just might be removed from the NASDAQ 100. What? Well, yeah, what I'm talking about is the NASDAQ 100. Well, I mean, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna kill them, but it might. I don't think it's gonna help either. Of course, I think it might make the stock drop. AMD best stock to buy right now, in my opinion. I'm in AMD already. So triple witching day is a day of historical volatility. It's when all major contract types expire, right? So in trading, you have a bunch of different contract types. You got options, and then you have futures, right? And there's multiple different types. There used to be stock futures, single stock futures, which was futures based around single stocks. They no longer offer those, which is why it used to be quad witching for single stock futures, which they no longer offer. Stock options, like Apple options, Amazon options, and index futures, so like the S&P, the NASDAQ futures, right? And so all three of those, again, the three that expire next Friday are going to be stock options, like Apple options, Amazon options, stuff like that. Single stock options, index options, so the S&P options, the NASDAQ options, and equity index futures, equity futures, right? Or index futures, I mean. So we got index futures expiring next Friday. We got single stock options expiring next Friday, and we've got index options expiring Friday, right? So those three major contract types all expire next Friday. Historically, it's a day of volatility. The reason they used to call it quad witching is because there used to be a thing called single stock futures, which they no longer offer anymore, which would make them 4 different types of contracts expire on Friday. But now it's just 3, and that's next Friday. All right, Chad, we got 4 minutes, about 3 minutes left, really. All right, chat. Sometimes it does. That's why it's like a known thing. All right, here we go, guys. Almost here. Share size on MU. Let's get this, dude. Let's get this, guys. I mean, Will the market go up or down today? Yeah, all good, Mama Pawn. No worries. Y'all ready? Less than a minute. We got 50 seconds. 50 seconds. Yeah, join our Discord. It's completely free. Doesn't cost anything. All right, here's the opening bell. 20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. Tesla right at that 420 level at the opening bell. Nvidia at 139s. AVGO still pumping up big today. There is the opening bell today, guys. There's the opening bell. Supermicro Semiconductors has completely retraced this huge downwick that it's right at the opening bell. Look at this downwick on Supermicro SMCI here. Look at that downwick retracement right at the opening bell. Look how big that thing is, dude. That thing's huge. Gold. Looking weak. NASDAQ bouncing all the way back up this morning at the opening bell so far here. Look at that. Here, yeah, let's not, here, look, I don't want to spam the Discord, guys, so let's, nope, let me, delete this, one of these at least. No need to post it, you know, I get it, y'all are being helpful, so it's all good, but just, we don't want to spam it, you know, all right, so we're moving up a little bit. We're at 37.30s on Supermicro is what I mean. Tesla broke under 420s, guys, under 420s. Nvidia currently at 139s, 139s. Yeah, it's all good. It happens, you know. Y'all are both trying to be helpful. I'm not mad about it. AMD, big red out of the gate. Yeah, AMD. Is it really? Could buy more of AMD. It is big red, man. Look at AMD dump here. Wow. Wonder why AMD so weak at the opening bell. AVGO pushing towards highs. We're at 128.50s. Is it time to buy the dip on AMD? I don't know, man. Again, we haven't had one red candle since the open here. Are you saying the market's crashing high? Are you serious, Guy and Van? Or did I say that? Maybe I did say it. I don't know. I think if I did say it, I meant it in the context of just like short term, like, hey, we're dipping fast. We're not literally crashing. Yeah, I'm waiting for the opening bell to stop. Let's start. We're gonna start trading here. Yeah, so we're actually gonna trade. Let's get ready. Nvidia turning, but Broadcom broke highs again. I gotta take a look at some other stuff. Oh no, I just clicked on demand. Oops. Yeah, I didn't mean to click on demand. I wanted to put up some other stuff too. Like, I want to watch what Apple's doing here. What, like, Tesla's doing, Amazon's doing. I want to see what everything else is doing right now. I'm seeing a lot of bull, but Nvidia's down, so whatever that means. Alright, so we're now 4 minutes into the open. AMD did dip a lot. John was mad at you, armbar. Again, guys, check out TopStep. We're going to be day trading on TopStep today. This is TopStep's funded account program. We are going to be trading larger size than we normally do, which is, we're going to start it off with micros. The plan is to build a cushion first. We're going to build a cushion first. Yeah, we're going to build a cushion first. Once we do, then we're going to take larger risks, but we're 5 minutes into the open. I got to wait a little while, get an edge first. All right, so that's a big drop. All right, we're going to take 3 contracts here. Again, we're trying to trade large, but I also understand like we might trace. We got 5 contracts back now. Don't do it to me. Okay, well, we're down. Big retracement got me at the opening bell. Let me make sure this is my right account. So this is my side account on TopStep X. I just want to make sure it's not my main account. Okay, good. It's not. All right. All right, Apple at 249. So Apple just broke highs. We'll see if AMD can come back some here. But that's a really strong candle I just got caught in. Yeah, so it looks like your thesis was correct, Pawn. Look at that move. Where's the all-time highs on the NASDAQ here? All right, so new all-time highs are right here at 841s. Chat, 840s. I'm going to buy this dip, and we're going to take some size into this. We got 4 contracts. We took half of it off. Took more off too. We might add to this now too. We will. Took more off. Now we're pumping up some more. Let's see if we break highs. Right at lifetime highs here. Chat, we're right at lifetime highs. We've already broken once today. We got 3 contracts now. There we go. There we go. There's the high break, and we're out. We got out at the high lifetime high, so we just made most of the money back from the original loss. And so a lot of the time, these high of the days can be like a magnet. We didn't quite break it though, so we didn't quite break the high here, and I think we'll probably make another test of it. We might not though, but a lot of the time these high of the days right here, so the new lifetime high is right there, a lot of the time they're like a magnet. And so when we get close to it and don't break it, we're going to try to buy this dip down here, 5 contracts, and we are taking some size now. We'll take 10 contracts here. Taking some off up there. There we go. Taking some more off here. 2 contracts left. We will add back some size here. Take some more. Take some more. 8 contracts now. We'll take 10. Oof. I want to give it time though. I do want to give it time. I'm going to take a big chunk of this off just to protect the trade. There we go. All right, we took a lot of that off now. We got 4 contracts now. 4. 2 contracts now. We'll add back to this too if we get a pullback. We basically made all our money back, which is good. I told you guys we're trading larger today, and we're trying to get used to the large size. So even if we give some back to the market, that's okay. There we go. There's another gain. We'll add to this. All right, we got 8 contracts. 11 now. We're going to leave it at that. I don't think I'm going to take more. Took a chunk of that off. Give it our chance to run here. All right, we took a piece of this off, but there we go. Look at that. Yeah, we're flat on the day now, man. So we made all of our money back. Same thesis. All right. So far, so good. Again, they're like freaking magnets, guys. I'm telling you. Once we test, like, it has to be a big milestone level. It has to be a genuinely large milestone level. If it is, it's like a freaking magnet. Now, it's not 100%. Like, it doesn't have to break it. But it can definitely get freaking close. I'm going to buy this. I never buy high of the days either. But we're going to try. All right, we are now green on the day after all that stuff. So a big comeback after a big loss. And again, high of the days can be like magnets. So basically, it has to be a big milestone level. At this point in time, it's not safe anymore. So now buying it is not safe, right? It might continue going up. It might continue going down. But at this point in time, now that we've like clearly broken that high level, that's it. Like, I'm not going to mess with it again. We've extracted enough money from this. But yeah, it can be like a freaking magnet. So especially like if it gets, what happens is like if we get close to a lifetime high and then pull back slightly, a lot of the time we're going to make that second test. What you notice is that like very rarely do we get double tops at all-time highs. Why? Because when we start to push towards all-time highs, everybody starts to jump in, and that causes this big swing that we're seeing now to retest it. But once we clearly break it like this, it's less reliable because the big momentum's already there. But look at this pump on the NASDAQ here. All-time highs over. AVGO breaking all-time highs. NVIDIA down. Tesla all the way back over 420. And this is mostly driven by Apple, Amazon, and a couple other ones. Yeah, the last few trades I made about 140, 150 bucks just now, give or take. So Suarez, be mad, cry about it. It's okay. Contracts is futures. But look at this big move here. I don't trust it anymore now. There's some big candles here. The momentum's there, but the extension's not in my favor. If I go long, that is. Longing 10. It's micro contracts, Steven. And so I'm not taking regular contracts. These are micro contracts. And the reason, again, I'm gonna give you the logic again. Very, very, very rarely will we make this entire climb up to all-time highs, tap right underneath the all-time high level, and not break it eventually. And so it's just a super high percentage trade if we go all the way up to lifetime highs, go to like a penny or a dollar underneath it in futures, and not break it. And so yeah, once we do that and we start to dip, I'm taking some size into that dip because it's so much more probable that we're gonna do this, right? And again, if you look at, we were absolutely correct. It ended up ripping up and making this huge big move. Blow off top, wait for it. Yep. Yeah, my hands are off now, day trading wise. Like, my investments are doing great, but my hands are off day trading right now. Bitcoin also pushing up some too, I think, right? Yeah. Bitcoin up to 101s now, so that's good. All right, so we got the 1 minute pullback finally here. Yeah, I get traded minis. I would never take 10 mini contracts, almost ever. 10 minis is way too much. All right, so we're pulling back a little bit. Sit back waiting now. MU still going? Bro, today's is so boring. No reports and stuff. Yeah, there's not really any. I mean, some days are like that, though. Every day we're not going to have something. Next week's actually incredibly busy, though, right? So next week we got retail sales, PCE data, GDP data, jobless claims data, the Fed rate decision. So next week, literally every freaking day we got something going on. We got manufacturing services PMI and Empire State Manufacturing Survey at 8:30 on Monday. Tuesday we got retail sales, industrial production, home builder confidence index. Wednesday we got the rate decision. Thursday we got jobless claims, GDP, Philly Fed index. Friday we got PCE data, and consumer sentiment. So every day next week is busy. When does earnings season start again? I forget. Let me see. You can always look to see when JP Morgan earnings are. Okay, so mid-January. All right, so look, we broke lifetime highs again, but we didn't quite get over it now. Or we got over lifetime highs, but we didn't really do much from it. Tesla's still pushing up at 423s, 424s. Nvidia's still down. Nvidia's not really following it, so we've effectively turned away from following the market too closely with Nvidia. So Nvidia led the market for a long time. Yeah, so we got JP Morgan January 15th, Tesla January 22nd. So mid to late January is when the earnings season starts again. $12 minis in a 300K account. Yeah, it's too big for me personally. All right, I don't know what I want to do here. I'm going to short 3 contracts here. Took half of it off. We'll let the last contract go, break even here on the rest. So we get a big dip. Small little gains here. I don't trust it enough to make anything big, to be honest. Flat. Let's see if we turn around on this candle, but nope. I don't want to get stuck in the momentum of breaking highs again. I just don't know how long this momentum is going to last. So if this doesn't work, yeah, I got to cut it. Now we just got to wait. Watch AVGO as well. It seems to be leading the market right now. Yeah, so there's a turnaround. I'm going to buy this dip. 1 contract. So we got to add some more to this now. 2 contracts. Took some off now. We're now green on the day again. Back up. We might add some to this too. 3 contracts now. Just kind of going back and forth here, trying to catch some momentum, but we're also at high, so it's kind of risky here. I got to be a little careful. Took a little piece off just to protect it, and looks like it was a good move. See, I don't know, actually. Nvidia's starting to move back up. I might change my thesis. I see Broadcom heading up there too. So we got 7. We'll take 10 here. I took a piece of that off just to protect it because we're struggling to find some legs here. There we go. Dude, I ended up accidentally getting out. I didn't mean to get out there either. But we're trying to get used to trading larger, so we're kind of going back and forth. 4 contracts, 5 contracts. We're going to leave it here. Nvidia is still bouncing up though, and ABGO is right at lifetime highs. I wanted to give it a chance, but it looks like I'm just wrong there. It's alright. We'll switch to our other account and see how we go. So we got this other account here that we can trade. This is our main account too. I'm going to trade small, of course, though, on this one. See if we can have some better results. Alright, so we're still flushing down big. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about the NASDAQ, Cal. So the NASDAQ's been breaking highs. Depends on what AVGO does here. We'll have to wait for a bounce. Big twist back down. It just depends on if the market makes another leg up. Like, watch AVGO. AVGO at 220s here, 220s. And again, if you want to day trade with me, day trade on TopStep with me. That's what we're doing. No PDT roll on futures, so you can see it's very similar to day trading stocks. Still big red action after big mania this morning at the open. Let's see if we finally start to rip up now. There we go. And again, if you wanted to check out TopStep, no PDT roll on futures. I could day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold. TopStep X has 0 commission, no PDT rule. They give you a demo. They test your skill with the 50K demo account. If you pass the test, they fund you. You got to make 3K without losing 2K. If you do that, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for it. In this case, it's $49. So your risk is super limited. If you pass it, you get a 50K funded account, 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. Great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. I use it a ton with testing strategies. Like, I test strategies because I have some risk. It's not like a regular demo account where there's no emotion. I test strategies with a demo with a combine account or with a challenge account or with an express funded account, and it just makes a lot of sense. And so if you want to check it out, there's the link. Great way to help support the channel. They are an affiliate of mine. Of course, I'm biased. Some say the top 3 most biased ever in the world right now. If you want to check them out, links in the description. All right, so there's the push back up. Market's starting to jump back up here. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I don't guarantee anything. All right, there you go. All right, so now we're making another test here. Broadcom's just got to make that other push. Tesla at all-time highs. You know, Tesla at all-time highs. AVGO up there too. It's taking a while though, man. Kind of a choppy price action here. Taking a while. Let's see if we make another test. It is a Friday, so we could have just straight choppiness today. Certainly possible. Look at Nvidia, Apple, Amazon. They're churning up here. Let's see if they hold. Market's starting to downtrend now too. Let's see if we retrace. Look, everything's starting to come back. Let's see what Broadcom does. I think Broadcom's the one. It just depends. Try to patiently wait for something to show up here. Finally getting somewhat of a dip now. Brutal red action coming through. Kind of going back and forth. It just depends on whether you think we're going to test the highs again, and that's a big if. A lot of people think we do, and they get trapped. So just be careful. Look at the big red action coming down now. NASDAQ pulling back. Broadcom looks like it wants to make another push, though. So let's see what Broadcom does. Broadcom, if it starts to make another turn, see, it doesn't quite look like it now, though. We got that big support level underneath us that we might buy into. I'm just worried all the other stuff like Apple, Amazon have basically turned, but Bitcoin is flying up right now. MU earnings next week. I'm not sure about MU earnings. Look at the big downtrend that we're getting now, too. Not a big downtrend, but somewhat of one for sure. I'm kind of like torn on what I want to do, what direction to go here, which means that I probably just shouldn't mess with it. All right, guys, so Broadcom starting to make its edge higher. Will it break highs again is the question. And I think that's what a lot of people are sitting on right now is will Broadcom push up and break highs and drag the NASDAQ back up with it? That's the big if. Broadcom up to 220s, almost 220s. See, the problem is Amazon's falling down some too now. Sideways chop at this point in time. Will the downtrend continue? Low volume notes in there. Made 13% on a day trade option. Hey, nice. Hello? Hey. Okay. How's it going? Oh, they have it on right now? Oh. So you're calling me? Well, that's cool. Yeah. Carol just called me. She was on the laughing gas at the dentist. Which is fun. I'm like, hey, why are you calling me? She's just, I don't know what she's doing. Will the market make another push back up here? Broadcom finally starting to come back down, though. So, the whole market's starting to turn. Yeah. Look at the market start to turn red. I don't know what to do here. We got this big support level that I a lot of the time like to play off of, like my previously drawn support levels. But I also think they're kind of risky and tough, and the market's kind of beat me up a little bit. Yeah. So we're right at the 200 exponential moving average too. And if we can get over this support level, maybe it'll give me another nice little spot to buy. Bet. Just depends on what Apple does. Amazon's been breaking down. Apple's been breaking down. Ugh. All right. Yeah, I wanted to scale up my size today, but I don't know if I really like this here. All right, I'm going to try to take 2 contracts here and see what happens, but I got to be very quick. Oh my gosh, I just took 6 contracts. Oh my gosh, dude. That is so freaking frustrating, man. I did not mean to take this big of size, dude. Alright, we got out of most of it where we're down 60 bucks. Or no, we're... Yeah. Ugh, that's so freaking frustrating, man. Somehow we got out the rest. So we're down $50 on this account. But that's so freaking frustrating, dude. Like, we just got lucky that we reversed here. But, man. I'm going to take 2 contracts short at my resistance level that we drew here. See what happens, but I'm gonna have to shut it down if we lose too much more, because now we're down 50 bucks on the day. Not really happy about it. I'm gonna take half of this off just to protect too, because I need to go limited risk. Nvidia is pretty flat and choppy today too. I just want to see what Broadcom does. Kathy Wood's just bought a lot of Nvidia at 140s. Yeah, Nvidia's still kind of weak on the day, and the whole market's not following Nvidia either anymore. You know what I mean? So like the whole market's not really looking at Nvidia. I mean, it's watching Nvidia, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it used to. Yeah, we're gonna have to get out. So now we're down $68 on our main one. Not a good day. It's freaking Friday, guys. It's not really a good day for me in my trading. Yeah, Fridays are historically not a good edge day. You know what I mean? They're just not. They're not a good day. They're not a day with tons of edge. Don't I have another? I thought I have another. Yeah, I do. Okay, good. Yeah, there's the big rebound at the 200 exponential. I'm gonna start just playing those, dude. Let me see if it lets me. Okay, there it is. All right, cool. I don't know if we're gonna start testing highs again though. I should have a combine account too, I think. Yeah. So we got this combine account. We'll play with this today, right now. And this is a challenge account, right? So Tesla just broke highs, or not? I don't know if it's lifetime highs. Let me see. Lifetime highs are 429.30s on Tesla. We're at 428s right now. Look at this move. Broadcom is up there too. Nvidia's starting to push. All right, we're gonna take 5 contracts here. Oh, these are micro contracts. I don't want micro contracts. No. All right, we got 3. We'll add more to this. We'll just take our risk on this one here. All right. All right, so we just got out there. I don't know how much we made on this. But I'm gonna buy more here too. 1. We're gonna try to add to it on a dip. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna keep it there. Give it time. And again, this is a challenge account, so this is kind of like it's a mix between a demo account and a live account. It's called a combine account. I was getting too beat up with my regular account, so I just didn't feel like taking on the risks. Probably good that I wait until next week to play some risk on it anyway. I still think I'll have some time though. But if I don't, it's not the end of the world. Don't see this $1,200 loss and think I'm actually losing $1,200 here, because I'm not. Hey, later, Sam. Did they change it to where I can't take more than 5 contracts in a micro on the NASDAQ? Let me check the rules. You see, that's not letting me take more than 1. Why? Why won't it let me add that last one? That's weird. We're probably gonna lose this account anyway, but well, yeah, it should let me take 5 mini contracts on TopStep X, right? We've already got a $200 and something cushion here anyway. I'm sure it'll let me sell one too, but well, yeah, I only have 4 minis, which is what I'm saying. Like, it should let me add another one. I'm not sure why it's not. It's weird. Like, I'll let it roll, but I think I might run out of momentum on, like, Broadcom. Yeah, open order maybe? Let me see. No? It says maximum position exceeded. No, it's not. Maybe it's buying power related on the 50K combine or something. Maybe that's what it is. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. Oh, I must still have a micro open. You're right. Yep, you're right. And they're 2 different directions here. That's what it was. You're exactly right. Yeah. So we can add to it now. We're probably going to lose this, though. I mean, we're pretty close to losing it. Unless Nvidia can turn back or Apple can turn back, we'll probably lose. It's a $50 challenge, guys. And you can try it, too. Listen, for $50... they test your skill. If you can make 3K in profit without losing 2K first, you can see I'm about to lose 2K, and there it goes. It's gone. I just lost it. But that's only $50, and that limits my risk. And this is why I need TopStep, because if I fail this with a real account, I'm down so much more. So much more, right? And so, again, if you want to check it out, great way to help support the channel. No PDT rule in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell. I wanted to size up today, but we just weren't ready for the size up, I think. We ended up just losing. And so, again, if you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Pawn. I was trying to figure out what it was, but as soon as you said that, that made sense. But anyways, we should have Yeah. All right. Volatile choppy price action. I'll see you guys later. I love you all. You'll have a great day. I'll see you guys next week. I'll be on TopStep TV today at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock today on TopStep TV. I'll see you guys over there.